Hello, welcome back. I am Nightfall from Prevent Madness, and today we're going to be having a look at the KJW SiG P226E2, which is their second iteration with an improved grip. It is my own personal sidearm, and I quite enjoy it. I find it to be a fairly reliable pistol as long as you're very up to date with your maintenance. Don't skip out on that, but that goes for all gas pistols. It costed me about $220 Canadian, which is about $175 for all you Yanks out there. And yeah, let's move on to history. So in 1975, German gun manufacturer J.P. Sawyer and Sons worked together with the Swiss gun manufacturer SiG to produce the SiG P220, which was their first pistol available on the U.S. commercial markets. It was later refined into the P226, and after the P226, of course, there was the E2 variant. And it's primarily known for competing in the XM9 trials, in which the US was trying to determine the new service pistol to replace the 1911. Only two competitors completed this trial successfully, and that was Beretta and SiG, well, SiG Sauer. And of the two, the US chose the Beretta. Later, the US Navy SEALs would go on to adopt the P226 as the Mark 25, and the British Army as well would adopt it across the entirety of their military, but most notably in the 22nd Special Air Service Regiment in Hereford, England. Since then, it has seen adoption by the Canadian Joint Task Force 2, as well as many military and policing units across the world. Alright, so we're going to be getting a nice close look at my own sidearm, my SiG P226. And first things first, external quality, you've got your polymer, it doesn't make the grip, it's just on the outside. The interior is metal, as you guys can kind of see. The frame is metal, your slide is metal. Everything about this gun, pretty much, apart from the exterior of the grip, is metal. Your mag release is here for your thumb. There is no safety, so don't be stupid, please. It is double action, so you can either cock it back after you load a fresh mag, or you can just fire and you'll get a lighter trigger pull. This is a decocker. It decocks the pistol, that's about it. And this here is, sorry. This is your slide catch, so. And this allows you to remove the slide. I am having a little bit of difficulty. Oh, I'm stupid. It's because the mag's in. You can't field strip with a mag in. Okay, terribly sorry for that delay. So the hop up, you've got your recoil spring here. Your hop up is located at that little dial down there. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but it's that little dial. When you're lubing it, lube everything but that hop up. Lube here, recoil spring, everything, slide rails, everything. And lube it often. Because obviously, you don't want your gun to break. One moment to get the slide back on. Okay, so, got that back on. So for specs wise, it is 188 millimeters long, which is about 7.5 inches. So it's not the most compact pistol. It's also not a particularly big pistol. It weighs about a bit over a kilogram, meaning it's about I want to say about 2.3, 2.4 pounds, something like that. It has a 97 millimeter in a barrel, so it's not the longest, but you know what? It does the job. That's 4 inches for all you Yanks out there. And finally, it shoots around 400 FPS with .2s, so probably not field legal wherever your indoor fields are, unless you switch to CO2. Unless you switch from CO2 to green gas, then it shoots like 320 from what I hear. But I wouldn't know, I don't play indoors. To put gas in your mags, if you didn't know, you can pull down on this, and that'll let you take off this cap. Then you use an Allen key to take this off, like so. When you put it back on, you do so quickly, so you don't waste gas. Now, I have had some issues with the seals here well, I can't say that's necessarily the gun manufacturer's fault, because I have not treated her as well as I should have. So it's probably my fault, but I would recommend, if you can upgrade your seals, it's probably worth the effort to do so. And as for mods or stuff, I have done absolutely nothing to it. So it should be functioning similar to stock, though it has been used for a while. So it might perform a little less than what you get out of the box, but other than that, it's pretty standard. Now onto the range test. Alright, so my personal sidearm, I've got quite a bit of use out of it. No modifications done, so this is stock, and as with most of our pistols, we use the ranges of 25 feet, 50 feet, and 75 feet, because if someone is further than 80 feet away from you, you want to use your rifle, not your fucking pistol. Alright, let's get shooting. Alright, so it's worth noting that this doesn't have a safety. I might have mentioned it before, but it's worth saying again. So always be careful with P226. That being said, that first trigger pull is always the hardest. And we ran on CO2. So all things considered, we hit everyone at every range. Lots of good hits at the two closer ones, but be careful not to leave your pistol unlubed, or your performance is going to go down dramatically. Alright, so one headshot, two headshot, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 headshots, 4 shots through it, right to the chest. Not bad. 2, and none on the head, but 2 on the chest. Still just as dead. Now, because we're using a pistol, it's hitting targets like this does become difficult once you pass a certain point. That being said, I could hear us strike the frame a couple times, so I know that this guy would be dead if he was a real person and not just a wooden fucking dummy. But I did fail to hit the paper, so I'm gonna say that unless you've got a really well maintained P226, which mine has unfortunately not been, though I'm trying to fix that, if you maintain it, I would firmly believe that you could shoot out to 80 feet, still kill a guy. But just keep in mind that on a windy day, your pistol is going to suffer just as much as your rifle. So I would not make a habit of engaging people over 80 feet away from you with this pistol, or really any pistol. Alright, let's go out, evaluate. Alright, so despite the fact that she's a bit of an old girl and I've used her a lot, and my rather subpar maintenance, because let's be real, we were all noobs at some point. She still could shoot up to still kill someone at 80 feet away, which is honestly more than I expected from her at this point. So if you get one, if you get one, make sure you take care of her, and hopefully she'll take care of you. That being said, Same for most pistols, but I would say I would try to avoid engaging anyone over 80 feet away from you. If you can take cover, do it, obviously. Or switch to your rifle if you have one. That being said, for a pistol, the performance was fine. So my final word here would be that I would consider this to be a fairly reliable handgun if properly maintained, and an excellent sidearm for any beginner or even advanced airsofter. It does struggle past 80 feet to effectively get a 100% like kill to death ratio on, obviously. So some of your shots may go wild, but that's a very similar problem maintained across almost all pistols out there. It is fairly on the cheaper end, though it isn't incredibly so. So it's a very decent mid-range handgun. And overall, I would recommend it to anyone looking for a sidearm, especially any model of the P226.